Prioritizing safety, that's what Jones County High wants to do with their football games. The changes you'll see around the stadium starting tonight.
Plus, Bibb School Board making a decision on the millage rate, what it could mean for your tax bill.
And we're so excited this morning to bring back our School of the Week as we head into another school year. Ahead, the big changes one student body made to a Central Georgia school that made our School of the Week this week.
Well, good morning and happy Friday. It is the end of the work and school week. You're looking live over a great start to the day down in Dublin. The time 6:30 on this August 12th. I'm Caitlin Heck.
And I'm Wanya Reese. An absolutely beautiful morning. Walking out the door this morning, didn't have to deal with too much humidity.
Thankfully, and that's only going to get lower as we go through the weekend, Alex.
Yeah, that's right. We've got a front working in later on tonight. That's going to dry us out mainly for Sunday. That's going to be the day where we really feel the benefits from it. Here's a live look over Dublin this morning. Temperature there is at 73 degrees. Sunrise only about 20 minutes away, but since the cloud cover is so thick there in Dublin, we can't really see it there this morning. Looking at 75 in Warner Robins, 74 in Macon, 74 in Byron, 73 Fort Valley and in Perry this morning, 74 down in Hawkinsville, and 73 in Vidalia this morning. Now, the radar picture mostly quiet. We did see a few sprinkles up north of Milledgeville earlier. Now we're picking up on a few in and around Perry, south of Perry, southern Houston County, and that's going to about do it. But yesterday, of course, we saw a lot of showers and storms, mainly in our northern areas, and picked up a lot of rainfall as well. This is the past 24 hours. Over 4 inches of rain in several spots, including here in Jones County, 4.8 inches on the outskirts of Gray, 4 inches there on the west side of Lake Sinclair, 3 inches there on the east side. So it was a wet afternoon across parts of the Peach State. 87 today, 60% chance of rain. That front's going to be sliding on through, bringing us some drier air. We'll talk about the details of that coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Alex. A shooting puts a young man in the hospital in Macon. A reminder for Dooley County students today.
And a focus on safety at Jones County football games. Let's catch you up on the 3 things that you need to know right now. Bibb County investigators are looking for 2 men wanted for questioning in a shooting on Ward Street in Macon. The sheriff's office says it happened just before 4 yesterday afternoon. They say someone shot a young man who then got dropped off at a hospital. As of last night, he was in critical but stable condition.
The sheriff's office says the woman who drove the car spoke to investigators last night, and they're still trying to find the 2 men who also helped bring the young man to the hospital. Someone last saw them walking toward Forsyth and Spring Streets. If you have any information, you can call Macon Regional Crime Stoppers. That number is 1-877-68-CRIME. Again, 1-877-68-CRIME.
Today, you will see Dooley County High School and K-8 Academy close as crews work to fix a water main leak in Pinehurst. The school district says it will not get cleared until this afternoon. The district did decide to close the 2 schools for students, faculty, and staff today.
They say kids may still get assignments from teachers to complete. School leaders will give direction to faculty and staff on work responsibilities. Well, now that Central Georgia schools are back in session, you'll see Friday night football returning.
That's right, and going to the stadium in Jones County now includes a new safety measure. That's metal detectors. That starts with tonight's scrimmage against Buford. The high school and sheriff's office announced the plans this week. It comes after a shooting at a Jones County basketball game in December. Crews will also search items like purses and diaper bags. They're encouraging you to use clear bags to make the entry process go a little faster. You will see metal detectors at all stadium entrances. Even
with those added security measures, the Jones County football team is ready to play. Cameron Spencer is in his 3rd year on the team. He says this is what gets him out of bed in the morning.
It feels good. All that hard work y'all put in while everybody was taking a break. We out here working. And now it's time to put on the field and give on a good show everybody what we got and play for each other.
Kickoff is tonight at 7:30 with gates opening up at 6.
Now let's take a look at other Central Georgia school districts. Bibb County schools do have metal detectors for football and basketball. They require clear bags at their football games.
In Houston County, no metal detectors, but you do need to bring a clear bag into the stadium with you that could be checked out.
Well, this morning we're continuing coverage on the death of a Hancock County woman as family held her funeral yesterday. Breonna Greer died last month, days after deputies say she fell from their cruiser. Her funeral happened at a church in Atlanta. More than 100 people gathered at West Hunter Street Baptist Church to celebrate and remember Greer's life. Civil rights activist Reverend Al Sharpton delivered the eulogy. Sharpton and others called for answers from law enforcement in the case.
Your job wasn't to get defensive if she wrestled with you. Your job was to bring her for help.
Back in mid-July, Greer's family called for the Hancock Sheriff's Office for help because Greer was experiencing a mental health crisis. The GBI continues to investigate her death.
It's now 6:34 in state news. We're less than 3 months out from the November election. One of the main races Georgia voters will see on the ballot, the one to become Georgia's next governor. It's a rematch of the 2018 race as Republican Governor Brian Kemp and Democrat Stacey Abrams face off. As Governor Kemp seeks re-election, he's announcing dueling proposals for Georgia's budget surplus. That includes providing a second round of tax refund checks. Married joint filers would get $500. $375 would go to single filers with dependents and $250 for single filers. Abrams also supports a similar measure. The checks wouldn't come until next year, though. The governor also proposes restoring a property tax break that hasn't been activated by the state legislature in over 10 years. It could provide about a $500 savings to homeowners on average. You most likely wouldn't see the savings, though, until 2024. The legislature also needs to approve this. Abrams unveiled her economic plan for Georgia earlier this week. Well, here in Macon, 5 people are running for a water authority seat that opened up this spring when Desmond Brown resigned, including Brown himself. Brown, a contractor, resigned to run for water authority chairman while the authority was investigating him for possible ethics violations. He spent 4 days in jail in contempt connected to a 2019 lawsuit. Now Brown wants his old District 2 seat back. If Brown wins the election, the board could choose to investigate him again. Qualifying on the special election closed Wednesday, and 4 other people say they're running as well. They are Lindsay Holliday, Jeff Howell, Michelle Parks, and Marshall Talley. It's the only county race on the November 8th Bibb County ballot. Early voting does start on October the 17th.
Well, people in Macon Bibb could see a drop in their taxes. The Bibb County School Board voted to roll back the millage rate last night. That means if your property value stayed the same this year, your taxes would drop. Yet if your property value rose, you could still see a tax increase. The school board says this is the 6th consecutive year they've rolled back the millage rate. The competitive housing market nationwide is still creating a shortage of affordable homes for military families who want to live off base. That's a problem for many military towns like Warner Robins. According to the Military Officers Association of America, Congress changed the basic allowance for housing in 2015. It now covers 95% of estimated housing costs rather than 100%. Senator Raphael Warnock's office says making those families pay 5% of their housing has become an issue in Warner Robins. So Warnock is pushing the Basic Allowance for Housing Restoration Act to restore that full payment. This morning, the city already has a plan in place.
With that increase, there is an affordability aspect. So of the additional 3,600 units, only 90 of those are going to actually be workforce housing. That'll be rental rates that are just a little bit more affordable.
According to the 2010 census, about 60% of Warner Robins families own their own homes. By 2020, the city was 50-50, half homeowners and half renters.
It's time for School of the Week. Today we're honoring one with an A+ language program. Find out who's making the grade just ahead, and we help you get caught up and ready for the weekend. We tell you the events that you can check out. The time is now 5:37 a.m. here on your Friday morning. If you missed the big news, my co-anchor is bringing me 2 nephews into the world, and we are so excited about it.
Thank you. Bringing twins into the world in January. We cannot wait. Twin boys at that. So I'm very excited, and I will tell you this heat has been very rough in these first couple weeks of pregnancy, so this break from the humidity is going to be a blessing this weekend. I
know, unfortunately, it's not going to be here to stay, but Sunday is the day to spend outside because the humidity will be lower then. And then for Monday, things begin to change once again, back to the summertime pattern. Also, 2 new Braves fans on the way. There's a live look at Truist Park this morning. The Braves, they're not going to be there tonight. They're going to be down in Miami, but still defeated Boston both Tuesday and Wednesday this week. So on a roll now. Here we go. Temperatures at the 70s, 75 in Gordon, 74 in Macon, 73 in Monticello, and 76 over in Sparta. The radar picture mostly quiet. We're picking up on a sprinkle there on the Lamar-Monroe County line, but then also down here into southern Houston County. This is going to be south of downtown Perry, right along Highway 341 and moving towards Highway 341. Again, just some sprinkles between Elko and Perry this morning. That's going to be moving towards the east, so towards the Ocmulgee River and perhaps into the northern parts of Pulaski County here in the next few minutes. Across the southeast, we're looking at some more steadier rainfall, parts of South Carolina on into North Carolina, and then also, of course, down along the Gulf Coast, Louisiana coast over towards Florida and on into the Gulf of Mexico with the tropical atmosphere down there, also a tropical atmosphere here as well. Take a look at future view. Now it's doing a good job picking up on the sprinkles in the overcast skies. It's also developing the activity on the earlier side today, developing at around 11, looking at some storms around noon today here in central Georgia, and that will continue through the afternoon hours. Now, at 5 p.m., we might see a lull in the activity, but once we get later into the evening tonight, watch this now, this is going to be the actual front coming through. We could see some heavier downpours develop once again. So for those football scrimmages tonight, something to keep in mind, we could see a storm or 2 across the area, frequent lightning, gusty winds, and maybe even some small hail will be a possibility across all of central Georgia, even though this model is favoring the eastern side of 75 at least for this run. Something we'll be keeping an eye on through the day today. And then as we get into tomorrow morning, again, cloudy skies, maybe a few showers in spots, but for tomorrow afternoon, mainly dry across the area. This is 5 p.m. So lower humidity somewhat begins tomorrow. It's not going to be, completely dry. It's still going to be on the humid side of things, but really we're going to feel it on Sunday. So this is Sunday morning here. Notice not a whole lot of clouds, 1 or 2 green blips on the radar, and that's going to do it. Only a 10% chance of rain on Sunday. So the day to be outside this weekend is going to be Sunday here in central Georgia. Great day to go to the pool. I was out at the pool yesterday, and of course the shower rolled right on through. But then for next week, we are right back into the swing of things, talking about scattered showers and storms and an unsettled pattern once again. So a 60% chance of rain today. It's down to 20% for Saturday, 10% for Sunday, and then 30% for each day next week. Here's the dew point map. We've been talking about dew points in the low 70s, mid 70s at times. Well, the change we're going to see is the dew points now going into the 60s, especially on Sunday. A dew point is 67 Sunday afternoon. That's going to feel nice here in central Georgia. Here's the 7-day forecast. 87 today, 88 tomorrow, back into the 90s beginning on Sunday. And then we are going to ride with a 30% chance of rain next week. That's going to likely carry through the following weekend as well.